Hi everybody, my name is Angie. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be going over everything that you are going to need, kind of the basics that you need to start making bags, like tote bags, purses, stuff like that. So if you are brand new to sewing and know that what you actually want to get into is making bags, and that is, the whole reason that you're getting into sewing, go ahead and, if you haven't already, check out my previous video. I'll go ahead and link that below. But that goes over the absolute basics that you need to start sewing in general. This video is going to gear more towards, you already have the basics, now you want to get into bag making. So if you haven't watched that yet, then go ahead and do so, and then come on back. All right, so you got the basic sewing supplies. Maybe you were a quilter, or you made clothing, or other stuff around the house, and now you want to get into bag making. So what are the things that you need specifically for bag making? I'm just going to run down a list of some of the things that are important when you're going to start bag making. And these are kind of general supplies that most of the time with any kind of bag that you're making, you're going to need some variation of these. So first off, on your sewing machine, there's two different feet that are helpful when you are going to be making bags. So the first one is a zipper foot, and the other one is a walking foot. So the zipper foot, you might use this in other sewing as well, but the zipper foot is it's kind of hard to tell, but it is a very, very narrow, very narrow foot that lets you get very close to the zipper teeth. And it just lets you get a nice, like I said, very close to the zipper teeth. And it just, makes it look nicer. It helps with the seam allowances, that kind of stuff. And then the other one is a walking foot. So it's this funny looking thing here. So a walking foot is also helpful in quilting. So if you were a quilter, then you probably already have one of these. But the walking foot, what it does is, you can see that it has these little, it's hard to tell, but you can't see. Anyway. But it has teeth on it, just like your feed dogs on the bottom of your sewing machine. So with a normal presser foot, it just kind of lays flat, and the feed dogs just kind of like pull it along as it goes. Well, with a walking foot, it kind of works in unison with your feed dogs. So it is grabbing the fabric and pulling like this. So it's getting the top layer and the bottom layer, which is very helpful when you are doing things like top stitching, so that things don't shift, especially when you're working with something thicker or sticky like vinyl. So some vinyls, or faux leathers, they kind of have like a tackiness almost to it, just because they're, faux something, I can't think of the word, but they are polyurethane, no, I don't know, whatever, but they just are kind of tacky, so your presser foot can get stuck to it. So it's nice to have the walking foot to just kind of help guide things along. So those are the two feet that you would benefit greatly from having if you're going to get into bag making. All right, and then the next thing is zippers. So if you are going to be making a purse and you want a zipper top to it, then you're going to need to have some zippers on hand. You can go and buy zippers, at the store each time you need them. But if you plan on making more than one bag, it is beneficial to buy it in bulk, and there's a lot of great places to buy zippers, depending on what you're looking for. So there's a couple different options when it comes to zippers too, and there's different sizing. So the most common ones are the all-purpose zipper and the number 5 zipper, which is a little bit wider. So the number 3, or the all-purpose zipper as it sometimes is called, is just your basic zipper that you see like this. So it is a small, it has small teeth to it. It has a little small pull. These are, great for zipper pockets, like on the inside of a handbag, the little zipper pocket in there. Or if you're making like a little zipper pouch, like a coin purse or something like that, this is great for that. You don't need a huge pull for that. But if you're making something like a handbag, you don't want this tiny little pull to be the zipper that you use to open up your handbag. So then you're gonna want a number 5 zipper, which has a little bit of a bigger pull and the teeth are a little bit wider. So this one here is a number 5 zipper. So this one you can see the zipper teeth are a little bit wider than that last one, and this pull is a whole lot bigger. So when you're going to open a handbag, it's a whole lot easier to grab onto this. So this is great. A lot of people use these for zipper pockets as well. You can use either or, but this is the zipper that you're going to want to use for actually like the top of your bag, like the main zipper opening for your bags. Another route that you can go for zippers, for both the all-purpose number 3 zippers and number 5 zippers, you can get zipper tape by the yard. So this is just like this. There is no zipper pull on it. This is just a piece that I have left over out of like a 3-yard piece that I bought. So this, you just buy yardage of it. There's, again, a lot of places that sell it by the yard like this. You just buy yardage of it, cut it down to the exact size that you need, and then you can buy zipper pulls separately so that you can add a decorative zipper pull onto your handbag and, you know, change it up based on the bag. That way it's not just, you know, green with green and, you know, whatever. So this particular one is a silver coil here with a like dark forest green nylon color. And then like I said, with that you're gonna want zipper pulls. So this is my little baggie of zipper pulls that I have bought over the years. So you can buy fun decorative ones like something like this. And then, you know, you're making like a floral handbag. How cute is that to have like a little flower zipper pull on it? And it just adds a nice touch. Totally not necessary. Something to, you know, get into down the road if you want. But there's a lot of places that sell these individually. You can buy just a single zipper pull. So even if you are looking to make one bag, but you kind of want to go all out for it, you don't have to buy these things in bulk or anything. It's not like, oh, I want to make a single bag, but I have to buy 17 zipper pulls. You can go and buy all of these things individually, and you might have to get like a yard of zipper tape, but you know, you can use it for other stuff too, or use that yard of zipper tape for the main zipper and your zipper pocket lining and, you know, something like that. All right, something else that you are going to need for bag making is hardware. So that is really going to depend on the type of bags that you're wanting to make, or the particular bag in general, like that particular style of bag that you are making, the pattern that you're using. Because they're all kind of different, and they all kind of generally use the same types of things, but it is going to be very specific to that particular bag. So some of the general ones that I like to keep on hand, just because I do have an Etsy shop and like to, you know, make stuff for that. So I like to keep D-rings and swivel hooks on hand. So those are like this here. So like a little like lobster clasp like this. And this is helpful for making wristlet straps if you want to make a removable wristlet strap for a wristlet, but also for crossbody bags. So if you are wanting to make your bags into crossbody bags, then this is a necessity. You have to have the lobster clasp or, you know, swivel hook, whatever you want to call these things, and a D-ring. The other thing that you are going to need is a slide adjuster. So this is what you use to make your crossbody strap adjustable. So that is another little piece there. And then another thing that you might need is square rings. So rectangle rings, square rings, whatever. Different places call them different things, but it is literally just a little rectangle, and it is a way that you can attach straps to the outside of a bag. So like I said, just little things like that. And then the last one is rivets. So rivets are these little things here, and they connect together, kind of hard to tell, but they kind of pinch in, they're double-sided, and just kind of press into each other. and it gives a really strong hold on things like straps where you really want to reinforce it. If you're worried about like your stitching coming apart or something like that, or if you're making like a all vinyl strap, that's a lot of layers to get through. So with your sewing machine, so riveting on top of the stitching, it just kind of reinforces things and makes it really extra sturdy. And then one last thing, this is usually a very optional piece of hardware to use, but purse feet is another one. So it just kind of makes it so that the bag is setting up a little bit off of the ground. So it's setting on these purse feet as opposed to on the bottom of the bag and wearing out the bottom of the bag. Those are usually super cheap, but you know, they are usually on most bags. I have never seen them as being like a mandatory, like if you don't add these, it's going to ruin the bag. It's usually an optional step. So this is one bag that I made that used some of those. So this is my zipper by the yard that I used. So I was literally able to just cut it to the exact size that I needed for this bag. And then I added a cute little handmade zipper pull onto it. And then I'm using those square rings to attach the straps so that when I set the bag down, it just sets down like that and they kind of flap over. And then rivets on the handle and rivets to hold the strap connector on. And then the bottom of it has those purse feet. So it's just, it kind of sets so that when you set your bag down, it sits on those instead of on the bottom of the bag, wearing out the fabric. Now there are also patterns out there that are advertised as minimal or no hardware. So shameless plug, I have one. So this is one of my bags that just uses the zipper, and the zipper is literally the only thing that you need other than, you know, fabric and stuff. No zipper feet, it just kind of sits on the bottom like that. And the straps, you don't need the strap connectors because it's sewn right into the top zipper. So that is another option. There are bag patterns out there that don't require hardware if you don't want to use that just yet. With some exceptions, if you're wanting to make a crossbody bag, there's no way around that. You need the adjuster, unless you're making it for yourself and you know exactly the length that you want to make it. It won't be adjustable then, but I guess there is a way around that with a crossbody bag too. Oh, and one other that I forgot, another common one that people will use is, it's hard to see, but these are little magnets, and that gives you, just, you know, little magnets like this, and it just gives you, you know, a magnetic closure for the top of bags. So that's another option. I got these ones, I think on Amazon or something like that, so I have a big pack of them. All right, you are also going to need interfacing. So the type of interfacing that you use depends on what you want the bag to look like and feel like in the finished product. Do you want it to be a slouchy bag? Do you want it to be firm and hold its shape? Do you want it to be more like cushy or flimsy or, you know, whatever? There's a lot of options out there with interfacing. Now, that being said, a lot of bag patterns will tell you specifically the hardware and the exact type of interfacing that you need for that particular project. So that kind of helps take the guesswork out of it. So I'm going to make another video going over the different types of interfacing, because that could definitely, that will be its own video. There's just so many options out there. But basically, just kind of summary, you want a woven interfacing when you're using woven fabric. And then there's, you know, things out there like fusible fleece, which gives the bag a little bit of structure, but it's still like plush and squishy, and it's just kind of backed with like batting, basically, you know, so it kind of gives it like that quilted bag feel. And then there's things like foam, you can use fusible or sew-in, that gives a bag a lot of structure. You know, it'll make it like stand upright really good and give it a whole lot of structure. Or there's things like Decaville Light, Decaville Heavy, so those are also things that'll give it structure, but they're a little bit thinner and they're fusible. And then there's also like 809, which I use in bags pretty regularly. That's what I used in this one. And you can see I used a combination of SF101 and 809 in this bag. And it gives it, you know, it's still, you know, bendable and, you know, flexible and stuff, but it gives it some structure so that it can kind of stand up on its own. And then the last thing, which some people don't end up, they say they don't need, I actually don't have one, but I've been struggling without it, so I know that I need to go out and buy one, but is a top stitch needle. So what a top stitch needle is just a little bit of a longer needle, so that when you're top stitching, the fabric ends up getting a lot thicker because, you know, it's more pieces folded on top of each other, and it's just a little bit of a longer needle, so that it can get all the way down and grab the bobbin thread and pull back up. Without it, I've been having some skip stitches on some of the thicker seams, so it just helps alleviate that. Circling back to rivets. When you're first starting out, when I first started out using rivets, I just got one of those little, like you get like a little metal rod basically, and it's a little setting tool. And you just put that on top of the rivet and hammer it down and it locks it into place. Down the road though, if you're going to be doing a lot of bags with rivets and you're looking into starting a bag making business, a rivet press would be very helpful to have. Not necessary when you're first starting out, but it is very helpful to have. So I ended up getting mine, I'm blanking on the company where I ordered it from, but I'll link it down below. But it just makes setting your rivets and punching the hole for your rivets that much easier and quicker. And I was starting to have problems with my mallet and rivet setting tool that I had before, and it was just getting very frustrating. So I got this, alleviates all the frustration. Excuse me. So that is another option of something. If you're really getting into bag making and you're wanting to make a lot of them, then that is definitely helpful to have and to invest in. The other thing is a heat press. You can use your iron for sure for fusing interfacing onto your bags, but when you're making a bag this size, this thing is pretty big. When you're making a bag that size and using your iron to fuse the interfacing, both sides of that bag have 2 layers of interfacing on it that each have to be fused separately. So it would take me forever to do, which when I was first starting out, that was fine. I didn't know if this was something that I was going to continue and, you know, do more of. So I used my iron, and then I started getting more and more into bag making, and I decided I want to go ahead and fine, I'm gonna go ahead and put the money into it and get my heat press. So I went ahead and just got, it's on the smaller side compared to some of the heat presses out there. I've seen, you know, 24 inches by 24 inches. There's some big ones out there, and those ones are awesome. I just literally don't have space in my sewing room to store something like that. So I ended up getting this one. This is the size that it is able to fuse. It is mobile too, so I can move it around and, you know, get it out of my way when I need to. So that has sped up the process of fusing interfacing immensely. And for somebody like me who is, you know, selling, and, you know, for now I'm not doing it on a huge scale or anything like that. I just have a little Etsy shop that I, you know, sell things from time to time, but I would like to grow it. And this definitely helps me cut down on my time so I can make bags faster. And then obviously the most important thing is the fabric. So there's a lot of different options when it comes to your fabric choices and the look that you are going for. So I have made bags using, you know, quilt weight cotton, literally just cotton that I got from a quilt shop or from Joann's, you know. I have seen people use cotton lycra, like legging fabric, that has been stabilized with SF101 or a woven interfacing so that it doesn't stretch. But that's, you know, a fun option. There's a lot of fun prints out there that you can use for that. For something like this bag and this one here, I used like home decor weight canvas, and it's 100% cotton. It's just a thicker, denser type cotton, which gives it a little bit more of a sturdier feel, and just helps it stand upright a little bit more. And then there is, linen cotton canvas. I have used that before, which again is just that much sturdier, and it gives a nice thick, sturdy bag. I don't know, I keep saying sturdy, but I don't know, that's what it is. Then there's also things like waterproof canvas, which is this stuff right here. So that is nice. I like using that for the linings of my bags too. I have it in a variety of different colors. The waterproof canvas is nice because it is rubbery on the back side and then a canvas on the right side so that water doesn't seep through. So it, is great for makeup bags and stuff like that, but I also use it for the purses. Plus I also don't have to interface it because it is very thick. So it doesn't require any kind of interfacing. There's no stretch to it or anything. So it cuts down on my cost because it's cheaper than my fabric, or just as expensive as my fabric, but I don't have to have the added cost of interfacing it and the added time of interfacing it. So I really like using waterproof canvas. Again, not necessary, but I prefer it. There's a lot of people out there that don't like waterproof canvas for their linings and they think that it makes it look cheap. I think it makes it look nicer. So, I mean, it's all just personal preference, what you like and, what look you're going for. Walmart near me, if you have a Walmart near you that has a sewing department and has a fabric department, the Walmart near me has a small section of, very basic colors of waterproof canvas. It is quite a bit thinner than the waterproof canvas that I've gotten elsewhere, but that'll kind of give you a taste for, what it is and the look and feel of it. If that is something that you want to pursue, you can go and get like a half yard or something like that just to try it out. And then if you like it, maybe go and order more colors elsewhere. All right, and that is it. That is everything that I use for bag making. That's everything that I use. I was trying to think of other things that other people might use, and I couldn't really come up with anything, but I'm sure there's other stuff out there. So if I forgot anything, make sure to leave it in the comments down below of stuff that you like to keep on hand for bag making, for your bag making business. Or if there's things that you've seen other people using that you find helpful, make sure to leave that in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to stay tuned for my next video or one of the next videos that will be going over interfacing and all the different types of interfacing that I use for bag making. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.